Hello, everyone. I'm Myron Smith. We're going to take a look at the Garbage Pail Kids' 35th anniversary blaster box. I don't know a lot about this series, except that there are 200 base cards broken down into 5 different themes. All Grown Up, 35 Years of Garbage Pail Kids, Snot Another Anniversary, 135th Anniversary, Flash Forward, and Battle of the Decades. I'm not sure who the artists were for this series, but I see you can find sketch cards, artist autographs, and the chance to have a custom Garbage Pail Kid card created of you. There's never been a Garbage Pail Kid named Myron, so that'd be pretty cool. Your chance per pack of finding a card with a phlegm yellow border is 1 out of 10. Your chance of finding an artist autograph is 1 in 249. Chance of finding loaded puzzle sketch cards advertised on the front of the box are 1 in 314. A gold card is 1 in 317. A sketch card is 1 in 480. Not sure what the difference is there. Panoramic sketch card, 1 in 2,590. And the chance of finding a one-of-a-kind printing plate is 1 in 3,219. Now we reach the hardest cards to find. The box says you can find a redemption card for an unopened pack of Original Series 1 or Original Series 2. I had no idea these were so hard to find. Like I mentioned, you can also have the chance to have a custom Garbage Pail Kid card created of you. The odds are 1 in 225,315. For those of you watching, cross your fingers, and if I'm really lucky, maybe I'll find one of those printing plates. Let's see what's inside. Okay. So we have 5 packs, each with 8 cards apiece. Oh. And under this flap right here is a Cello pack with 3 cards. Although this one's there's a pack in here that so you gotta kind of alright, so make sure you get all your packs. Okay, so let's see here. I like to tear mine along the back so that the packs are still together. All right. And I see they actually put backs on the cards this time. Well, not all of them, but I see that certain ones do. All right. So the first card here is Draining Dylan. Wearing the Diaper 3000. So I'm going to guess that's probably one of the cards of the future, the 135th anniversary. All right. Then there's okay. And there's A. Isaac, which I guess is a pun for AI. Oh, and look on the back, there's a sketch list. I'm sorry, I totally forgot to show you guys the back on this Draining Dylan card. Skip a shower license. I really like that. That's something that the Garbage Pail Kids did in the early series. Is they would have a lot of certificates and licenses and things like that. Um, I feel like a lot of those card backs were probably used as a form of bullying, as well as the stickers themselves. If your name was Dylan, you might find one of these hanging in your locker, or not in your locker, but on your locker, or somebody might stick one on your lunchbox, and then it would be an embarrassment. Um, of course, I don't know that that was the intent to begin with, but it's certainly a byproduct. So here we have the checklist that gives you all of the A names and the B names. So out of the 200 cards, there are 100 different designs, each of them with two names. So here we have Max Axe, which is a familiar favorite. Um, Pretty sure I've seen Max Axe before. Pretty gruesome card, by the way. So then on the back, when the death penalty was abolished, Max needed to find a new job. Of course, it says more than that, but. Robert Overlord. Okay, and this card has a border that is booger green, and each pack is supposed to contain one card each with a booger green border. This is pretty wild, especially the fact that they're in bondage. The front of the box recommends these for children 6 and up. This one also has a checklist. I'm not sure where that comes from. Like, who decides that these cards are appropriate for 6-year-olds? That I don't know. Speaking of which, this card, Magic Mike, definitely, kids definitely won't understand that reference. But the art is really excellent on these. So I was not actually aware, but this card is actually from original Series 14 in 1988. So Magic Mike, the Garbage Pail Kid, came before the Magic Mike played by Matthew McConaughey. So there's really no connection between that Magic Mike and the Magic Mike that came in theaters. The male stripper. Jailhouse Rick. That's a good play on words. Little pun for Jailhouse Rock. Of course, this Garbage Pail Kid is very Elvis-like. And this was a card from 2016. American as apple pie in your face. I don't believe I have that card. Pasty Pat. That is from the We Hate the 80s series from 2018. They also did We Hate the 90s. And the last card of this pack, Hurling Hayden. Okay. And this card features the Toot Your Own Horn Award. So, I guess if there's a kid on the bus who's particularly smelly, I guess they would be the unfortunate recipient. A lot of schools put a ban on Garbage Pail Kids. I don't know that my school had such a ban, but I don't really know that Garbage Pail Kids were extremely popular at my school. So this card is Claire Stare. These cards definitely have a retro feel. They feel like the cards that were made in the 80s. They have a very similar style, and I feel that these paintings are in high quality. This card says Claire realized that over the last 35 years they were having trouble with his vision. They? So they finally got glasses. However, they still couldn't see things right in front of their face because their eyes stick out 12 feet from it. I don't really get it. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Anyway. Mutant Matt. All right. So he has 6 arms. Oh no. I see another fist. Not sure what's coming out of the right ear. I guess that's a nub. Okay. And then the Skip the Line license. This license grants you the ability to go to the head of any line. It doesn't matter how inconsiderate you are. Furthermore, do not, under any circumstance, feel that you need to change while owning this license. Signed by U.N. Kuth. N.N. Kuth. I don't really understand. It says they're officer of the PJA, Pretentious Jerks Association. Quantum Leaf. Obviously a pun referencing Quantum Leap. So it'd be nice to sort of compare these cards to the ones that they're referencing, since a lot of these, I guess, are reimaginings of older cards. Feeding Tim. I guess instead of feeding time. These are really gross. Um, I guess the blood inside of his skull is like mucousy. Not sure why there's a big globby string coming out of the top of his head, but still pretty cool if you like gross things. That's from All New Series 2 from 2004. So in 2004, the cards were not nearly as gory as they were in the 80s or nearly as gory as they are now. So I'm going to assume that Feeding Tim was was a lot milder than this when it was originally presented. The Garbage Pail Kids themselves have also undergone some changes. They had to revamp their design after a lawsuit from the Cabbage Patch Kids. For example, now the Garbage Pail Kids only have 4 fingers, whereas they used to have 5. But I found that that's not always the case. So, anyway, Unreal Rhea. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of detail in that card. And again, we have a booger green border. And the checklist. Bubble Tate. Definitely have seen that before. And it's kind of nice that Topps is doing a parody of itself with Bazooka Joe on the left. Another fact, the original Garbage Pail Kid series used to come with chewing gum. Comic Connor. So, Comic Connor is actually sharing his card with Clark Kent, who is reading a comic book. These last 2 cards have been puzzle pieces. So when you have the full set of puzzle pieces, you can assemble them for a large image. Wrangling Rachel. Wow. So Wrangling Rachel is on the toilet. I love how the toilet has a face. Kind of wonder if I kind of feel like there may be a Garbage Pail Kid with this. I think this may be a Garbage Pail Kid also, is what I'm saying. Okay. So here's pack 3. Let's see what pack 3 has to offer. Cracked Jack. Well, I'm not sure I get it. At first I was thinking basket case. But it's not really a basket case. It's more like a basket head. And I don't understand. I guess the Garbage Pail Kid inside the basket is like an Easter egg. At first, I thought it was the globe where it was blue and green, but I see that's an Easter egg, but I don't really get the joke. I don't know if the 95B card would make more sense, but yeah, I have to be honest. I don't get this one. By the way, if you've noticed this arrow, these cards are also stickers, so you can stick them. Ghastly Ashley. That's a very popular Garbage Pail Kid. It's an interesting idea to have someone cradling Ghastly Ashley. I can't quite tell what the puzzle is supposed to be. Usually it's kind of obvious. Hot Scott. That's also a classic Garbage Pail Kid character. I can see that the art is a little different on this one. Um, the ones we saw earlier are definitely painted. This one looks like it may have been done with colored pencil. I don't know if that's the difference, but it's definitely a different medium than the other one. I love the contrast with the flames and the dark background. Dizzy Dave. Yeah, these feel very much like original series Garbage Pail Kid cards. When the all new series came out, unfortunately, the quality had been drastically lowered. So here's a good one. R.L. Slime. I actually found out recently that R.L. Stein wrote a Garbage Pail Kids book. Oh, what do you know? There's an advertisement for that book on the back of the card. It says it will be available September 29th, 2020. And the book will come with 4 bonus cards. Of course, this set was supposed to come out in September also. And it just arrived in early November. So I assume the book is out, although it may be delayed also. So here we have Diaper Donald, which is a variation of the first card that we drew. I'm going to pull that out of the stack since that should be fairly convenient. Okay, so Draining Dylan or Diaper Donald. Also, J.I., which is a variation of the second card we pulled out. So there's A. Isaac or J.I. Let's see what's on the back of J.I. Oh, another checklist. Axel Throws. Huh. That's a pretty decent pun for Axl Rose. And on the back, we receive the bio for Max Axe. And I actually remember this was the third card we drew. So there's definitely a pattern here, for sure. That was not planned, but, what an interesting coincidence that it's not, a card that was from the second pack, but the very first pack I opened. So that makes it very easy to compare them. And as you might guess, the pattern continues with Rex Specs, which is a variation of... Uh-oh. Well, I know it was here, but it's just not as not handy. Oh, here we go. That didn't take very long. So we have Claire Stare and Rex Specs. And they both have the same information on the back. Okay. So we still have 2 packs left. So here we have Hollywood. Hollywood is a card from one of the original series. However, in this image, Hollywood has been made into a table. And I didn't mention this earlier, but the image in the bubble is from the original card design. And as you can see, there's a woodpecker chipping into the side of Holly's head. It says, Holly always wanted to make it in Hollywood. Years later, she met with what she assumed was the studio's casting director. But when she was cast as a coffee table, she found out that she'd really been dealing with the set decorator. Okay. New Wave Dave. That's pretty cool. This looks very similar to a card that I've seen already. I love the Banksy reference and the graffiti in the background. Yeah, I thought New Wave Dave was familiar. While Dave hasn't changed much, the world's reaction to his art sure has. 35 years ago, he was getting busted by cops for tagging walls. Now he's being commissioned by millionaires to do it. That's cool. Things are looking good for New Wave Dave. Wow. Randy Virus. Garbage Pail Kids virus launched. So he's a computer hacker. And that's from All New Series 1 in 2003. I'm really glad they went through the effort to give these cards backs. In the past couple series, I'd noticed they'd been pretty lazy with it. Open carry. Wow. And that's from the Adam Geddon series in 2017, which was surprisingly very dark. Plugged Ina. So Plugged Ina is plugged in. Permit to use the phone. So as you can see, there's a blank where you would, I guess, enter the name of someone you felt that this card applied to. This will permit you to use a phone for any purpose except for emergencies. Your phone should only be used to take photos of dinner, group selfies, and being offended via the internet. Please refrain from using it sensibly. Signed by A. Big Mouth Jr. Okay, so here we have another variation. Lend a hand. And this one comes with a skip the line license, like the other one. Candace opener instead of can opener. I actually did not notice the can opener last time. Mostly because I'm looking at these upside down. And Sightseeing Sam, which is a variation of the one that we saw earlier. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. I know it was a movie. So we're now opening the last pack. All right. Wait, I said last pack, but we still have the Midlife Crisis Cello pack. So we still haven't opened this. All right. So we have Gordy Gordon. Gory Gordon is awesome. I guess that's like a gargoyle. That's pretty awesome. And that's from Oh the Horrible in 2018. I never saw any cards from that series, but they did Return of Oh the Horrible. That was a great series. They've been putting out a lot of Garbage Pail Kids lately. Tin Manny. Which is obviously a reference to the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. That's a character from original series 4 in 1986. Mo Sapien. I think they got it right. One thing I really like about Garbage Pail Kids is they're very true to counterculture. This card makes a statement. This image represents the de-evolution of humankind. It's pretty deep if you think about it. And that was from All New Series 3 in 2004. Somehow that went totally under my radar. Jenny Jelly. Like, these paintings are really well done. I cannot stress enough how impressed I am with the quality of this art. I'll have to do some more research later to find out who painted these cards, but whoever did this did an excellent job. Homer Repair. And this one has a phlegm yellow border. So this card is somewhat rare. I'm assuming there's a phlegm yellow border variant for all of the 200 cards. Gooey Gabe. So Homer Repair must be a card that was previously released. I was not aware of it, but that's interesting. Esther Esther basket. Now, if I would have seen this instead of that other card, that would have I would have totally have put two and two together there. But yeah, something about that last pun, it just didn't click. Okay, so we have Ghastly Ashley again. And the last base card, Fallen Angel. Nice. I didn't remember the variant name of Hot Scott being Fallen Angel, but it's pretty wild. Okay, so these cards, um, this one is the one on the back. Without opening it, we can see is Pete Seat, and the one on the front is TV Stevie, and that's a card that I've definitely seen before. That's there's also that's one of the classic characters. I was about to say I don't know if there are only three midlife crisis stickers or if there are numerous midlife crisis stickers to collect. But I do see this card is 10A. So I'm going to assume that there's at least 20 cards to collect in the Midlife Crisis series. If this were just one card in the pack, I probably wouldn't open it. But since it's three, I'm dying to find out what's inside. So there is TV Stevie. These backs aren't anything to really look at. They're all like that. So here is Fancy Carl. So I guess since Carl was having a midlife crisis, he went out and bought a nice fancy car. Oh, and I just realized that the names on the backs are the alternate names. So Fancy Carl is also Rusty Heap. TV Stevie, I guess, is just. Well, I guess since this one is 10A, they put the official name at the bottom. So if we had had 10B, then there'd be two different names. But since we have 10A, it's got TV Stevie. So then the final card, Noel Bowl. And yes, that's that card we saw earlier with the, can't really remember the name, but I want to say Wrangling Rachel. So there we have Noel Bowl. It kind of reminds me of the Kool-Aid Man and the Stay Puffed. It's like the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man met the Kool-Aid Man, and they put a toilet seat on his head. And the alternate name for that was Pete Seat. Okay. Well, I didn't find a printing plate, but I still had a good time searching. I have 5 cards with a booger green border, 1 card with a phlegm yellow border, and 3 midlife crisis cards. I feel pretty good about that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my other content and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you soon!